being built out in Doherty Valley, or there will be a new school. There is, as you know, obviously a lot of overcrowding out there because everybody who values education and is from out of the area is flocking and moving out to the Doherty Valley area. It's amazing what's going on there. I know in the school board I saw that occur. It's off the charts in terms of demographics. Literally 50% more children per household in the Doherty Valley than anywhere else here in the valley. It's amazing. So we got together, the city, Chappelle Industries, and the school district, and we were able to arrange to get 7.5 acres of more land out there to build a new school. We hope to start construction. We hope to start construction sometime next year, have it ready for the opening of 2015. That'll help your clients and those folks who are looking out there that there will be some relief. There will be a campus for 872 students. And even with that, it may get tight by the time Chappelle finishes. There are additional 2,000 more homes out there, plus there are about 500 more low to moderate income housing being built, which is all geared for senior housing. Because we know there's a huge demand for senior housing that's low to moderate out here in our valley. It will be built right next to and behind an additional new shopping center that look at the southern end of the Doherty Valley. So those seniors in those apartments can walk right on down to the shopping center and have easy access to all those amenities. Also out in Doherty Valley is a brand new park, a 22-acre park being built, all synthetic fields. So it'll be not really 24/7, but you'll be able to play out there with lights, even in the rain. And so we really hope that given all the demand we have for soccer and baseball, these additional fields out there and recreational facilities are going to really help. So a new park, and that is under construction. If you drive out there in the southern part of Doherty Valley, you'll see it off to near the big water tank down there. One of the most common questions people ask is the city center project, which we built just on the other side of that field. I think we're going to hear in the next couple of months an update about progress and when I hope they will start the process of going. So I think sometime this summer we may hear an update in progress of the city center. There was a great article in the paper about San Ramon last week and about the demographics of San Ramon. Actually, two articles. One was about the influx of a lot of Asians into San Ramon and how they have brought a lot of wealth to San Ramon, because San Ramon is ranked as the wealthiest city in the country.
What?
If you read the article, there was a group that did the demographics based on the last census, which was only 2 years ago. And the measurement was, what are the 500 largest cities in America who had the most households earning $100,000 or more? San Ramon is number one. 63% of San Ramon households earn $100,000 or more. That's pretty amazing. Palo Alto was 6 on the list.
Somebody made it.
When you talk, San Ramon probably has the broadest base of a well-to-do middle class anywhere in America. Now, Palo Alto is number 1 on the list when it comes to households of 200,000 or more. San Ramon is still number 3 in the country. But sometimes we have failed to recognize over these last 10 to 15 years, there has been an accumulation of families in San Ramon that are very well off, professionals, engineers, and they have made this a place that's becoming extremely desirable. We all know about the schools, we know about the parks and all those amenities. But it's interesting that when you show property around here, you talk about San Ramon, it is the wealthiest city when it comes to a broad-based middle class. And the other stat that's interesting behind this is 10 years ago, the crime rate in San Ramon, and I don't have a point of reference to give you for other cities, was 26.1 crimes per 1,000 residents, which is still very low 10 years ago. And in the meantime, we have had a lot of homes built out in Doherty Valley. We've had a lot of low to moderate income housing built out in Doherty Valley. San Ramon right now has 10% of the housing stock in San Ramon is low to moderate income housing. San Ramon has really played their role in building what's called workforce housing. A lot of the folks who work out in the Bishop Ranch make between, say, $50,000 to $80,000 a year. That's the sweet spot for low to moderate income housing to qualify to get into those rentals. Despite the fact we built all this low to moderate income housing, the crime rate in San Ramon in the last 10 years has dropped now in half. We're at 13%, 13 crimes per 1,000 residents. So it puts, by the way, a lie to the argument to say we don't want to build low and moderate income housing. We don't want those people coming into our town. The reality is Those people have made San Ramon one of the wealthiest cities. They've got the wealthiest city in San Ramon, and the crime has dropped in half. Interesting. So make sure we don't buy into some of the stereotypes and arguments about low and moderate housing. Those are our children who need a place to live. And those are our adult parents who want a place to live and they can afford to stay in this valley, even though their income years are behind them. Those are things I think are important for you as brokers to know as you show San Ramon and give some context to this town. Danville, by the way, is a fabulous town. Similar stuff. We're kind of, very, very like two peas in one pod. So it follows up on them too. A couple of insider baseball stuff I want to share with you. There was, in the last, 16 months I've been there, almost 17 months, we have approved no houses. We have not approved one new house in San Ramon. All the construction being done, by the way, is out in the Doherty Valley. Not being all done under the county's leadership, which I'll say publicly is lousy. It's lousy. Right now we're going through having to replace thousands of trees in Doherty Valley because they built and allowed developers to put in a cheap weed tree because it looked pretty and grew up fast. That has its roots are destroying all of the irrigation lines and everything else around the street. So if you live out in Doherty Valley, you may have heard about it. San Ramon City is now going to pay the tab $1 million a year. Rip those old trees out and put in appropriate trees for the spacing. So the county has never really blessed us. In San Ramon, our first project to build something's come up. It's on Ryan Industrial Court. Who knows where Ryan Industrial Court is? Who knows where the old post office is? The Dance Academy. That's Ryan Industrial Court. If you drive down it, you head up the hill, and at the top of the hill, on a 10% slope, are two old office buildings, and they want to tear them down and put in 48 townhouses. My reaction was that A, it's a 10% slope, it's steep, it's encapsulated by fencing all the way around it so you cannot get out from it anywhere else. You have to go through a commercial area to get to it. So my reaction is, there was nowhere for children to play. They said, well, they can play in the alleys between the homes. You drop a ball anywhere in that complex and it rolls all the way down that line court until it gets to Old Propane Road. I voted against it and I said, no, not because I'm against housing. Hell, I love housing. Our job isn't to create housing. Our job is to create great neighborhoods. And that was not going to be a great neighborhood. And so they're going back and trying to restart it. They're thinking about putting in mixed use, work-live units, which could be great. In fact, my thought is they were to build 40 work-live units, sort of like artist colony, lofts on top, where you actually do your business out of that location, not really family-oriented. That might work up there.